Welcome, everyone. Noah here on the Dynamics Weekly newsletter and podcast. This is a series of podcasts about Dynamic Communities Community Summit, which is scheduled for October 19th through the 23rd in Orlando, Florida. Here it is, almost the end of June. This will be here in no time at all. Summer is already flying by. So if you haven't had a chance to register for Summit, check out their website, SummitNA.com. You'll find registration for Summit. And if there are classes you want to take for Academy classes, keep in mind that registration for those classes are separate from the Summit. Same website, but separate registration for the classes. So keep that in mind as you're looking at that website there. We'll be talking with Academy class and session presenters leading up to the conference. And today, on our 19th interview, we have Taylor Dorward with us. Taylor, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great, Noah. Thank you for having me.
Glad you could join us. And you and I are both from the South over here. I'm dialing in from Pensacola, and I believe you are over in South Carolina.
Yep, that is correct.
We talked a little bit before we started this recording, and it's hot everywhere. And really, I've had session recordings with people all over the country so far lately. This heat dome over the U.S. is all over the country.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to August. I'm going to Denver, and looking forward to the nice weather there.
Awesome.
Yeah, get out of the South for a bit.
So Taylor, you are listed as a Power Apps and accessibility consultant at Aquatech. How long have you been
Yep.
with them?
So that is a company that is just me. I'm the sole proprietor of that. I do independent consulting work for a variety of people. Mostly I've been focusing a lot more on the accessibility side and trying to bring that more into the Microsoft partner space. And I really enjoyed talking about it, and I'm sure we'll talk about my two sessions. They're both on accessibility.
Yep.
Usually I do a bit of both, presenting on accessibility and Power Apps, but this is the first time I'll be at Summit only presenting on diversity topics, so I'm pretty excited about that.
Good. Awesome. And we definitely need that topic nowadays, especially lately. So glad to have those listed as part of the conference there. And you've been to summits before, right?
Yes, I believe this year will be my sixth or seventh.
Oh, they go by fast, don't they?
Yeah, they sure do. Yeah, but they're a lot of fun. It's a great community to be a part of, and I'm very passionate about diversity and inclusion, and they were one of the first conferences that introduced the diversity and inclusion track. And so it's always nice to present here.
And so you've been attending these before, and you've presented several before as well.
Yes. I've been on a few panels at Summit and a lot of solo sessions. It's a lot of fun. Good environment for learning, networking, and just having fun.
Yeah, it is a great community for the Dynamics arena. These conferences, not just this one, but others, it's a welcoming group of people. And this is going to be a huge conference. I think they may break some numbers as far as attendance. But even with so many people, I mean, it's so easy to meet new people in that environment. And it's so good to see the networking and the education shared between all the different people.
Yeah, absolutely. It can sort of be a catch-22 when it comes to the attendance level, because it's great you're always meeting new people, but also there's a lot of people you want to see, and sometimes you don't get a chance to see them because there are just so many people there. But it's really
There
good to
are,
see so
yes.
many people participating in this community.
Yep. So you have two sessions scheduled for Summit. We don't have the days or the times yet. Those will probably come out, I think, in July, maybe a release date for the actual days and the schedules. But how about we talk about the first one you've got listed there? The title of it is Opening Doors for All, Creating a More Inclusive Culture at Your Organization.
Yeah, that is a session I'm really excited to present about, and I think this is my fourth time presenting this session at Summit. And I've
Okay.
presented it at various other conferences, both in person and virtual. I really enjoy it, and I talk a lot about inclusion in the workplace, specifically in the context of accessibility. However, a lot of the talking points I focus on during this session can be easily easily applied to other minority groups as well. So not just people with disabilities, also people of color, immigrants, women in the workplace. So it's even if accessibility isn't your bread and butter and you're not really looking to learn too much more about it, there's still a lot of different things you can take away.
I was saying you're going to be doing this one solo, or is it a panel discussion?
Yeah, both my sessions this year are solo sessions.
Okay.
Yeah.
And these are breakout sessions. It's aimed for 60 minutes during Summit's days there. Any products are is listed as primary product is all products. To track diversity and inclusion and leadership.
Yeah, and so I always do any product with this because I want to make it clear that it's product agnostic. It's really more so about the non-technical side of the field. And so it's
Hmm.
more about that human to human interaction and just having like a very inclusive workplace. So it's whether you're in BC, GP, F&O, whatever, Dynamics, Power Platform, it doesn't matter. This kind of stuff applies to every company. So if anyone's interested, I'd love to see people stop by.
Good deal. And your audience for this is not just individual end users, it's like partner firms as well, ISVs. It really applies to anybody, I would think, any industry, any location.
Yeah, that's the fun part about it. I don't really have to worry about catering my content too much. If I'm giving a specific presentation to like a certain company, then I might cater it more towards their industry. But for
Hmm.
an event like this, it can be very, very broad.
Yep. And then you have a second session at Summit. This one is entitled Unlocking Accessibility. Is AI the Key? AI is definitely a bigger and bigger role in our lives. I've seen it in my life a lot more often as well. So it's no surprise that it's really applying to everything, even stuff like accessibility here.
Yeah, it's been a really fun session for me to present. It's a newer one. I've only been presenting on it for about 3 years now, but I really enjoy it because AI, as you know, and everyone knows in this field, it's a very hot topic. And so if you want to get people to be more intrigued in your content, you can always integrate AI into the conversation.
Hmm.
And so for a long time, it was hard to gain some traction to get people kind of thinking and talking about accessibility. And when I started utilizing AI to enhance accessibility, I was like, oh, well, let's go ahead and make this a session and might be able to get more people intrigued in what accessibility really is when you tie it to something else they're really interested in, like AI.
And during this session, do you uh, use Chat GPT or Microsoft Copilot in the presentation, or is it mainly discussion that you're doing here?
Mostly discussion. Every now and then I'll do demo sessions. However, I am partially blind, so it can have some technical issues there. So I've kind of shifted away from doing the live demos and also with
Hmm.
internet connectivity issues. But yeah, with this, it's more so just kind of getting people thinking about what they can be doing with AI to enhance accessibility for themselves as well as others, whether it be family member or people in their organization.
And do you feel like AI is conducive or promoting accessibility, or do you have struggles with uh, the use of AI for that?
Honestly, I consider AI as one of the most powerful assistive technologies out there. And so, for anyone who doesn't know it, assistive technology is anything that a person with a disability can use to enhance their life. So, a blind person walking with a white navigation cane, or a guide dog is type of assistive technology. Glasses that most people wear is a form of AT, assistive technology. But when
Hmm.
it comes to AI, I was always a little reluctant to get into it because things can be a bit challenging for me to learn on the front end due to my visual impairment. However,
Hmm.
when I started using it more, I realized the power that AI has to enhance the work life and the day-to-day life of someone with a disability.
Awesome. And this is a breakout session as well, aimed for about 60 minutes. All products, primary track is diversity and inclusion. It also has tracks for artificial intelligence and diversity and inclusion there.
Yeah, and I would say the first session is kind of more targeted towards leadership and HR because it's more talking about creating inclusive processes like during the onboarding and hiring process, providing
Mm-hmm.
accommodations to existing employees. So it's certainly a lot. I feel like someone in leadership or HR could get a bit more out of it, but it's certainly open to anyone.
Awesome. And kind of along with this stuff, you have other um, uh, events or groups that you're working with to encourage this. One was Diverse Minds. I saw that on your bio.
Yeah, that's a very exciting initiative we started in January of this year with the great people at Dynamics User Group. And so I had initially on my own had started a group for professionals working with disabilities. And after about 6 months of running that group, I was approached by Doug, Dynamics User Group, to see if I'd be interested in being a co-leader of a new meetup group that they were leading. And so I was all for it, and we ended up coming up with Doug Diverse Minds. And so we have, I believe, 6 leaders in that group. And we
Mm-hmm.
actually just met yesterday or 2 days ago and actually talked a lot about accessibility. So I'm looking forward to that one coming out. And it's just great to be a part of the community, whether it's with Doug, DCI, whoever. It's just great to be a part of that community that's willing to speak up and allow people like me to share my story and share what I'm passionate about.
Is there a similar group that you're working on with Dynamic Communities?
No, not right now, but I'm certainly open to any other type of podcasts or panels, whatever it may be. I was part of a panel they hosted, I think, 2 years ago, and
Mm-hmm.
that was a lot of fun. We talked a lot about diversity, and it was fantastic. So if DCI is open to doing more stuff like that, I'm always on board.
Well, we'll definitely float the idea to them and see if they can add this to their list of groups there. And you also have another podcast, I think you said you started recently.
Yeah, so I've been doing some volunteer work with the nonprofit Accessible Community. And recently we started a new podcast series called Day in the Life, where I'll be interviewing a few people every month with varying disabilities in order to raise awareness on these different disabilities, but also how to be more inclusive. But also providing a platform for these people who want to share their story, and maybe by doing so, they can assist other people in navigating life with those disabilities.
Now, is that part of the Dynamics arena, or is it just it's including that plus a lot of anybody that wants to join?
That's really anyone who's interested in absorbing that content that's not affiliated with DCI or Dynamics User Group or anyone in this Microsoft space. It's
Hmm.
uh it's more in the accessibility space, but anyone who's interested to check it out, totally welcome to do that.
And so you just started that one. Have you already posted your first one yet?
No, but I just recorded my first interview and I'm really excited for people to start seeing these episodes come out. It's gonna be some emotional conversations, but also very enlightening and
Uh-huh.
re- revealing what people with disabilities go through on a daily basis, just to kind of show the world what it's like and kind of increase compassion.
We definitely need that. And will you post that on, you have a website for it, or will you post it through LinkedIn, or how will you publish that?
So as of right now, our tentative plan is to post it on Accessible Communities YouTube page, but also going to be posting snippets from some of the interviews on their LinkedIn profile as well. So if
Okay.
you want to check them out, it's Accessible Community.
Okay. Awesome. We'll put that in the comments for these posts as well. So a lot of great comments and of sessions you're presenting there and topics you're covering. Great for the community and other industries out there as well.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Summit's always a blast. It's great to see people. There's always great networking events, and always look forward to the karaoke for sure. I do enjoy the sing, but it's more so just watching other people sing. I usually don't get up there very often.
Oh, Taylor, now you have to. Now you have to get a song and you have to sing.
Yeah, I might do some Frank Sinatra. We'll see.
Awesome. There you go. Good deal. And during Summit, you know, will you have a booth in the expo hall or
No, I will not. However, I love to support the people I'm close with who do have booths. So, like I'll be spending a time with my dad's company, SA Global. I'll be floating around there, and also they have Rec Logic there. My friend Chris and Hossman, they'll probably have a Mount Evans consulting booth there, and love to stop by there. And a lot of great people, and it's a great network. So I just love walking around the expo hall, taking in the camaraderie that's in there, and just meeting new people and just making those new relationships. It's a great place to do that.
I agree. I'll be doing the same thing. Um, so for people who want to get in touch with you before Summit or before and after your sessions, what's the best way for them to contact you? Email or LinkedIn or something else?
I'm fairly active in all my methods of communication, so if people are more comfortable with email, then they can certainly email me. And I'm not sure if you can find my email in my bio on the Summit website. But
Okay.
also like phone call, text, whatever, LinkedIn direct message, whatever's the most comfortable medium of communication for people. I'm always open to being contacted, but I always like to take any chance I had to like let the community know I love to meet as many people as possible. However, if you see me at Summit, since I do have a visual impairment, it's a hard time for me to recognize people. So if
Hmm.
you see me and I walk past you and I don't acknowledge you, I promise it's not on purpose. But if you want to chat with me, just feel free to flag me down and let me know who you are, and I'd love to connect.
And that's a great part of these conferences, networking, meeting new people, meeting up with people you've met in the past. So yeah, um, seeing people in person is a great part of these conferences that is a great feature they bring together.
Yeah, absolutely. And I always, after every conference, I'm always thinking, man, I wish I had networked even more. So
And
the biggest
I'm the
piece
same
of
way. Yeah,
advice I give to people is just network like crazy. Meet as many people as possible and make memories and make new friends. Like, because there's so much opportunity for it. And if you get too distracted and let it go by, then you're missing out on some great people.
I agree. Well, hey Taylor, it is awesome for you to take some time and join me today. I really appreciate your time here. It's always great to share with our audience news about upcoming events like Summit and any other highlights you want to bring out before we wrap up this session here.
No highlights, just I'm super excited to go, and maybe by then I might have my guide dog. I'm in the process of getting one, so if you see me
Okay.
with a guide dog, then feel free to come say hey, but we'll see. It's definitely a long process, but I'm looking forward to seeing everyone at Summit. It's a lot of fun, and it's kind of like a like mini family reunion every year. So look forward to it.
Awesome. All right, everybody. That's Taylor Dorward. He's got 2 sessions at Summit, opening doors for all, creating a more inclusive culture at your organization. And this second session is Unlocking Accessibility, is AI the Key? So for all of our listeners out there, if you get a chance, please try to meet and introduce yourself to Taylor. He's a great guy. And we are looking forward to seeing everybody down in Orlando in October. Thanks, Taylor. Thanks, everybody.
All right, thank you, Noah. See you in Florida.